into dealing with the hell doctrine, and some of the reincarnation. The reincarnation came up a lot. A lot of people feel strongly about the reincarnation and that we just keep coming back. I do hope y'all understand it. This is Buddhism. We might have to pull that up and look at it. But I remember doing a video about brothers who kind of believe the same thing and showed that this was really Buddhism. Y'all really into Buddhism. But today y'all get to teach me, man. I want to learn. I want to see where y'all getting this from. Where are y'all getting?
Well, I'm not going to teach you because the scriptures say in Matthew 7, cast not thy pearls before swine, neither give that which is holy unto dogs.
All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakadash. It's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem in the name, and Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful light preachers, word of truth and sincerity. And the brother Tazabah, the great millstone, Arizona Camp Lord Will, with another video to edify. And I want to go on this, man. In one point I did want to quickly touch on is dude started off his little stuff saying, I want y'all to teach me. This is giving the spirit of give us of your oil. This is Matthew 25 and 7. It says, then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps, the ones that had the oil, the understanding. Right? And now all these concepts is coming up where Jake didn't pay no attention, and neither do they sit here and want to sit here and consider that maybe, the Lord gave the understanding to other men. They think they can get it on themselves, and now they want us to over-explain some stuff that's already been touched on in many videos, but have the nerve to sit here and say we wrong. Right? Verse 8, it says, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are going out. And that's what this dude coming off as. And a lot of these other dudes is randomly pop up thinking that they know something, but they want us to explain something you should already know. Right? When we go into something that's somebody else's doctrine, we get the whole understanding of what it is, and then we rebuke, because that's what the scriptures say. Right? You got to understand first, then rebuke. If you don't understand what the hell is being said, you can't rebuke nobody. So let's keep playing this. I want to go into the reincarnation, and then, Lord will, this don't be too long.
Give that which is holy unto dogs.
We just keep coming back. Yeah, that's exactly who did it. That's exactly who I did the video on. I didn't want to say no names. Again, sometimes we feel like I be bullying people. It wasn't, but yeah, that's exactly who it was. It was Sakari. But we keep coming back, keep coming. We die, we come back, and then I had the question of, well, what? And shalom, everybody, shalom, everybody, shalom. However you say it, however distinct Hebrew that you use. What's that? Haven Shaya? J Deuce Young. Appreciate y'all following through. Yeah, that's pretty much what we doing. Yeah, that's pretty much what we doing, man. Saying that we can stay wicked. Like what? What's the? How do you come back? If you come back, what? Is there a judgment? Is there a judgment? Like, are you coming back? Are you coming back a certain way? Because we've continued to come back in horrific conditions.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And that's in the scriptures. That's in the scriptures. And what Jake don't understand, there's a reason why the Lord said, what? Fear not him. This is Matthew 10 and 28. It says, and fear not him which killeth the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. And that hell isn't talking about somewhere under the ground. That hell is talking about a condition. Right? Like he said, if we came back multiple times, we've been coming back in some horrible positions. And he said, if we come back, what condition do we come back in? Well, these are things that Israel understood before. Right? Being a spiritual people. If you go to John 9 Yahushua even touched on this with the disciples because everybody knew that you're going to have to pay. The Lord's judgment isn't just trapped to one life. That's what you got to understand. That's the fearful part about serving the Lord. Because what you do here might be something you got to pay for later, man. The Maccabees even covered that. It says, John 9:1, it says, and as Yahweh passed, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Right? So if he was born blind from birth, what sin could he have committed unless he came back in a reincarnation? This is something that the disciples is asking. Right? Some people get born back into hellish conditions. Jake got birthed back into a wicked ass kingdom for what you did as your forefathers. What did the scripture, what did it say when they wanted to crucify the Lord? Right? And wicked niggas sat there and said, let his blood be upon us and our children. Meaning what? Those sins would come back through generations. Right? The sin of delivering the Lord up to the heathen to be crucified would be held to Jake for generations, man. Yahushua answered, neither had this man sinned nor his parents. Why would he have to answer whether or not this man sinned or his parents? Because he's covering that, hey, it wasn't done in reincarnation and his parents didn't do anything wicked for him to get this judgment. It says, but that the work of the Most High should be made manifest in him. Right? Meaning what? The Lord was going to show forth a miracle. Now, when you go to 2nd Ezra, the 14th chapter, 35th verse, I'm going to start at 34, it says, therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding, and this is what Jay got to do. That whole YOLO mindset, thinking that you only live once, that's the shit that got Jake the most fucked up, because you don't even consider that you're going to play after. It says, and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. For it says, for after death shall the judgment come. Right? So after you die, there's going to be a judgment. And this agrees with Ecclesiastes. Let me get this, man. Where we at? Let's get in here. I think it's Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter. Let me see. I think I actually have it in my notes. 3. Ecclesiastes 3. Ecclesiastes 3 and in 16 it says, moreover I saw under the sun, right? Under the sun. Where is the sun? In the sky. Is it under the ground? No. So it's moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment. That wickedness was there. Talking about what? Wicked ass niggas walking the earth. And the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in my heart, the Most High shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. You see? Under the sun is a place of judgment. So you pass away on this side, right? The Lord, you go to the throne of the Lord. The Lord gives you out your judgment. And like the scriptures say, there's no remembrance of former things. So the Lord don't even let you lock it in to know that you're getting judged for what you did in your former carnations, your former fleshes. Because even King David had to say what? Hide me. Psalms 90 and 8 says, thou hast set our iniquities before thee, our secret sins in the light of thy countenance. Right? You see? All everything that we did is right before the Lord. He knows. So back in 2 Ezra 14 and 35, it says, "For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again." That sounds like reincarnation. "And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared." Right? You come on this earth, you're serving out judgment for what you did in your past lives. That's why Yahushua had to come, because without Yahushua, right, we didn't have access to know what was right and wrong, so we can stop doing those things. Because he had to bring the comforter. He had to bring the spirit to come into us to let us know what's right and wrong, so we can clean ourselves up. Otherwise, we'd just be stuck in that cycle of effing up and getting judged for it. And this is what Jake don't understand. They think just because some heathen religion, right, agrees with the scriptures, that we taking it from some heathen religion. Nah, truth is truth. Don't matter where it come from. Right? Even what was his name? Moses' wife's father. I think it's Jethro. Even he, which was of a heathen nation, he gave Moses sound, good counsel that was true. And what did Moses do? He used it. And it's set up, even in this time, for us to use the same things. So it don't matter if some truth comes out of some heathen, as long as it's truth. Right? This is Matthew 11. And this ain't going to be a long one at all, man. This is an easy, simple topic. Matthew 11 and 14. Starting at 13, it says, "For all the prophets in the law prophesied unto John, and if you will receive it, this is Elias, which was for to come." So John the Baptist was Elias. Or Elijah. Right? John the Baptist was Elijah. Now, Elijah was from prior generations. So how is this possible? Because of reincarnation. Remember, the scriptures say that the spirit this is where is that scripture, man? It says the spirit is eternal. Right? A spirit doesn't get destroyed. I'm trying to remember how that scripture is phrased exactly. But the scriptures basically confirm that the spirit is eternal. These spirits don't get extinguished. Right? The scriptures talk about what? That it's in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes Ecclesiastes 12. And 7, it says, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Father who gave it." Why? That's what we are. That's where we come from. The spirit goes up. The flesh goes down back into the earth. Right? And what happens? The Lord gives us our judgment and we come back. And yes, Jake is in a position in these hellish conditions because you messed up. It's as simple as that, man. Right? Even Ezra had to ask when he saw the destruction that the Lord showed him, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? Why would Ezra be worried about a time that's super far off at the end of days? He knew that time wasn't the end. He knew. But he knew he was going to be back in that time. You know, Jake this is that give us of thy oil. Right? And he don't got it, man. A lot of Jake don't got it. Shalom.